Welcome in and happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Shocker. Let's get right outside because why not? It is gorgeous out there. This is a live look of the city of Denver. I believe even from our news station. That might be on the roof there. Gorgeous outside. Let's check in now with senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi with our Weather Impact team. Hey there, Chris. How are you? Happy Friday.
Sam, you're just bragging. You know what you're bragging about?
What?
You don't know the view from the boss's office.
Yeah, I don't get called, like we talked about before, I don't get called in there as much as you do.
Yes, there you go. See, it's all the trouble. I'm the troublemaker here. So now that's the view from the boss's office. And right now, Mother Nature pressing the snooze button on two things. One, just the overall weather. It's still 70 and sunny for us basically across the eastern part of Colorado, though it's close to 80 in a few spots. And number two, pressing the snooze button on winter. We just have not had anything remotely close to what we typically have for this time of year. It's been very warm. This prolonged kind of early fall-like weather continues. Fort Morgan, things looking clear. And that 3-day forecast for us here in Denver, we'll get some mountain rain and snow for us in the picture Sunday night and Monday morning. But temperatures in the 70s here in Denver through tomorrow. And right now, we're already in the low to mid 70s here in the 9 News backyard. 73 degrees. I was just outside enjoying that warmth, but it's a little weird, isn't it? 70s, Eastern Plains, close to 80. Folks, it's November 14th. We are less than 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving, and we're flirting with 80 here on the Eastern Plains of Colorado. We're in the 50s and 60s. That snowpack basically nil. We're tied for our worst start to a snowpack season on record for us here in the mountains. We need the snow. The good news is we do have some of that on the horizon and not too far away. I'll tell you about that in just a few minutes.
This morning, a special ceremony took place as Douglas County officials unveiled the Kendrick Castillo Memorial. The memorial honors the Colorado hero who was killed rushing a school shooter at STEM School Highlands Ranch in 2019. Every one of his classmates survived. During this morning's unveiling, several Douglas County leaders shared the impact of Castillo's bravery and how it continues to inspire the community.
Kendrick reminded us of bravery, that bravery is not about age. It's not about title or rank. It's about love. Love so strong that it overcomes fear. His selfless act showed us that even in the darkest moments, compassion and courage can lead the light away.
9 News viewers fully funded this memorial through Next Word of Thanks micro giving campaign with Kyle Clark, along with an extra $20,000 for a scholarship in Kendrick's honor. We are continuing to follow developing news out of Denver. One person is dead after being shot by police early this morning. 9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles has the details.
The shooting happened at Advendeer at French Quarter. It's an apartment condo type complex right here off of Parker Road and 225 in southeast Denver. Denver police tell us they first got a call around 2 o'clock this morning about a burglary in progress. They said the person who owned that storage unit actually saw someone breaking in on Ring camera video. When officers arrived, they said they did find a man inside the shed. They ordered him to come out, and they said he followed that order, but when he walked out, he was holding some kind of a knife-like weapon. He initially dropped it when police ordered him to do so, but then police say he picked it back up again and started to advance toward officers. 2 different DPD officers fired their weapons at that man who went down. He was taken to Swedish, where we're told he later died. The officers were uninjured. DPD's Chief of Police, Ron Thomas, tells us those officers are pretty new to the force. We don't know a whole lot about them other than that. And what will happen now is what we see as protocol in these situations. Investigators will, of course, be looking into this man's death and what happened here at the apartment complex, as well as the officers' actions. That will be state police, state troopers, CBI, and whatever they find about those officers' actions, they will refer to the prosecutor's office. In Denver, Jennifer Meckles, 9 News.
With the longest government shutdown in U.S. history officially over, SNAP food benefits have begun going out to roughly 600,000 Coloradans. While some received their November payments yesterday, others are still waiting for their benefits that have already been delayed for nearly 2 weeks. Warren Village, a Denver nonprofit that supports low-income single-parent families, says about 90% of the families it serves rely on SNAP. CEO Ethan Hemming says staff heard from several families whose EBT cards were refilled in the last 24 hours, and others were notified their benefits should return within days. The state says it is working to deliver all November payments as quickly as possible.
I mean, I think the ones obviously that got the funding onto their cards, they're happy and they're grateful and relieved and appreciative. And those who are waiting, I think, are cautiously optimistic. And I think they're in that mode of like some relief, And then how do we trust moving forward?
Hemming says the shutdown has been a major test for families already facing an affordability crisis. And he says what they need most is consistent, reliable funding from the government. DIA posted a thank you to everybody who donated during the government shutdown. The airport posted on social media saying, when they shared federal workers needed support, you all answered the call, delivering gift cards, cash, and carloads of pantry donations. DIA does say, though, that they are no longer accepting donations, but they are grateful for how much was donated. Last night, the DPS school board voted to censure John Youngquist, one of the most vocal critics of Superintendent Alex Marrero. The 5-1 vote happened 2 weeks after an independent report was released finding Youngquist more likely than not showed bias and spoke to staff in belittling and dismissive ways. But it cleared him of overt racism. Marrero requested the investigation and asked the board to censure Youngquist. A censure is a public reprimand. It does not remove a public official from office. Only voters can do that. Governor Jared Polis is asking for FEMA funding to help with the recovery from last month's historic flooding in southwest Colorado. On Thursday, the governor requested a major disaster declaration from President Trump. His office says so far, FEMA has validated nearly $14 million in damage to public infrastructure, most of that roads and bridges across La Plata, Archuleta, and Mineral counties. No one was seriously hurt, but people in roughly 400 homes were evacuated, and nearly a dozen people were rescued from the floodwaters. The state already declared a disaster, freeing up $6 million in state funding. A Columbine Valley police sergeant who used flock cameras to wrongly accuse a woman of package theft was fired from a previous job in law enforcement. Sergeant Jamie Milliman showed up to Chrisana Elser's door in September, accusing her of stealing a package. He called the case a lock, saying the department had flock license plate tracking camera footage and doorbell video to prove it, but she says he refused to show her the video. Then he issued her a citation. The case was dropped 2 weeks later after she turned in her own evidence, proving her innocence. 9 News Investigates discovered the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office fired Milliman in 2013. The letter was obtained, says that he failed to take reports from citizens, didn't read Miranda rights to a minor, and left other paperwork incomplete.
It comes as no surprise with the way he handled following procedures and processes for this particular incident as well.
And the town of Columbine Valley says they were aware of Milliman's firing, but said he had positive references when he was hired. He's now being disciplined for how he handled this latest case. He's required to go through additional training over the next 30 days. A major rule change involving college athletes and sports betting is still up for discussion, even with the decision deadline fast approaching. Also ahead, we're learning more about exciting news from NBC Sports set to kick off in just 3 days.